Welcome to a lag party on Vielsalm. This is going to be XternalTacticalMonky, Roberta Ross, Famine 106, and Paulsme against Prussia345, CSD 8354, Canadian, and Tanooks. We're going to see quadruple US forces in the south. That's rather bold. Up against perfect mix of axis in the north, 2 over Commando West, and 2 Oster.
Rifle squad ready for action.
Couple commanders that I don't see very frequently. Defensive doctrine. Joint operations, I see.
Area is ours.
Well, these are pretty common, but I see a couple of sort of unique / niche commanders here in the Oster side of things. Recon's already been locked in. Nobody else has chosen anything just yet. We're going to see the US players going mostly left and right, actually. Never mind. For some reason, blue and yellow are kind of slacking off a little bit, getting over there to the right side. Left, making pretty good progress. Rear echelon troops leading the way, and then riflemen moving to catch up. Probably going to get pushed back by a pretty hard stern pile and Kubel opening here by the OKW. We're going to see 2 squads of Sturms, and then 1 Kubel wagon also making its way over there. Meanwhile, on the right side, double Oster on the right, double OKW on the left is going to create kind of an interesting dynamic on this map. Engagement has begun over here already. Riflemen make it into the engagement well before Stern piles could make it to that green cover position, so that is not good. Stern piles are going to have to try and move in for some sort of flank or something. There they go. Wow, that lucky suppression. Just got suppressed by the Kubel wagon in green cover. Not that it would have made much of a difference. Probably too much overwhelming firepower right here, although those Sturms should try and get back on the other side of this green cover wall, I think. These riflemen are gonna burst them down. Yeah. They're gonna be forced to retreat, although the Kubel wagon moving up to suppress that squad should be able to do so, even though they're in yellow cover. Stern piles should be able to move up and force that retreat, and the next Stern pile squad, where is it? There they are. Oh, they're backcapping over here on the left. They need to move to try and support in this engagement. But overall, it looks like the engagement is going in the Axis' favor, thanks to the Kubel wagon. Over here on the right side, MG42 set up right there. Riflemen gonna hole up in green cover for now to try and hold this position. This squad of riflemen working on the repair station over here on the right side, which is not that important to take this early into the game, but they will have it, I guess, for now. Up against a squad of Pyos in that building, holding the building down for this MG42, which is on its way. MG42 firing at a couple squads right there. Flamethrower upgraded on those Pyos. MG42, little damage to those riflemen. They're going to be forced away from the right side. On the left, looks like things have gotten a little bit of a stalemate. Stern piles pulling back for some reinforcement. Forward retreat point being unlocked a little early, by the way. He's only got 2 squads. And getting a forward retreat point that early is a little dangerous. Might run the risk of getting overwhelmed. That grenade was wiped a Stern pile squad. Wasn't expecting that very early grenade tech. 4 minutes. Wasn't paying attention to the engagement. Stern piles get wiped. Nice grenade. I agree. Look at that. Look at that sportsmanship. Good for both of you guys. Isn't that nice?
Orders!
That's true. That happened. We all saw it. No doubt. I wonder how many people I've cast that have no idea that they have been cast by me. That are just, they're on YouTube and I've cast them and they don't even realize it. Prussia345 will probably never see this video. That's okay. Rifleman, what is this? Some sort of hangar or something. Wait, mortars can hit the top of this? Wow, that is so dumb. Really? I didn't even know that That's so dumb. Well, pro tip on this map, if you want to be immune to mortar fire, just stand under this stupid little roof thing.
God damn it! Someone get us out of here!
That should be changed. That's not good. I bet that can block Stuka shots too. Wow. It's because I never see any actual fighting over here. All fighting always seems to be concentrated over on the left side of this map. For whatever reason. That is pretty lame though. Oh hey, it can be destroyed. Well, maybe the mortars will get through now. I don't know. Over here on the left side, riflemen have moved up to position themselves behind these green covered walls. BAR is equipped on these rifles right here. Grenade into the building. Brings that Volksgrenadier squad quite low. Assault engineers with a flamethrower up here into close range in this engagement might be able to get some damage done. Not able to do anything to that Volksgrenadier squad, which will retreat quite quickly. Running into very close range in red cover on stern piles. Why wouldn't he fire his flamethrower? Oh, he waited so long. And they just died.
Of an infantry unit being wiped out.
Well, that engagement didn't go very well. Nice rifle grenade. Kugelwagen goes down. This rifle squad does get suppressed. They're gonna have to retreat from those Sturms, I think. Never mind, they got unsuppressed somehow. Grenade toss. Ooh, pretty good damage right there. Sturm piles will retreat. Black half-track on the field from his teammate. Prussia brings that up to support in this engagement. Grenade tossed onto those Volksgrenadiers. It doesn't do too much damage though. Nothing too serious. Should be fine. And it looks like this area will continue to hold. Getting back control of the field hospital now. And these riflemen are waiting on a little long to retreat. There they go. Looks like they won't get away.
Just got a report of an infantry unit.
Wiped by Volksgrenadiers over there on the right side. Munitions point still held by the Allies. 4 squads of riflemen going hard right down the road here to try to get some territory under control.
Under attack.
And they will catch a machine gun out of position. Probably also force that mortar to make a retreat. 2 LMG grenadiers do some light damage to those riflemen as they go by. Jump into this building with another HMG. There is grenade tech from these squads, and that machine gun is probably going to get killed. Rifle grenade over the building. 2 rifle grenades. Second one doesn't do much, and the second machine gun has been wiped as well. Rifle move to take control of the repair station, but there's another machine gun inside this building. They're going to have to deploy smoke if they're going to get in close range and destroy that. LMG Grenadiers moving to support as well. Another big push by Roberta. Looks like it's not going very well. Bazooka Riflemen deploy a smoke grenade, but they're already pinned, and there's too much firepower coming in from those LMG Grens, so Roberta will make a full retreat from the right side. And she has deployed INR Pathfinders, in addition to a captain tier, plus Pathfinders to deploy smoke, I guess. Roberta does not currently have the munitions for a artillery barrage, so maybe just vision. This map seems to be in like a perma blizzard, but I don't think that affects vision in any way. It's just affects your computer's performance. It's just a performance nerf for all players. Over here on the left side, what was that? American AA half-track just exploded, apparently. OKW AA half-track still going strong over here on the left side. And there's a Puma on the field now.
Orders incoming. God damn it! Someone get us out of here! Veteran sea level attained! Blast down! Loaded! Contact! Half-track! They're about to make a run for it!
Lieutenant throws a grenade. A few squads repositioned back a little bit, just holding this line. American players need to try and find a way to push. Currently the center is in American control. Have fighting position pointed towards the center VP. And a couple of strategic points as well. Pretty much undefended. INR Pathfinder's going deep looking for, I don't know, just scouting around, I guess. We'll probably spot that this is undefended. Finds the fuel cache right here. Maybe the captain could kill that. Over here on the left side, Pathfinder's deployed by Famine. Will be Airborne Company chosen. And of course, Paul's Me has gone Armor Company for the Assault Engineers, although they're dead now. And it looks like all American charges up the left side are failing quite badly.
Crowds are taking one of our points.
Another grenade toss right there. Jeez. I don't know if he could have played around that grenade worse. Did you see that? The giblets really went flying. Oh, poor Prussia. 3 squads wiped to grenades on camera. Oh, the carnage. Stewart on the field now. Looks like that cache is probably going to get cleaned up if these squads actually stop to destroy it. First, Roberta is going to focus on taking out these machine guns with Stewart support from the flank behind and a grenade. That machine gun is definitely dead. No attempt at retreating there either. And a lot of stuff is going to make a full retreat after being scared off by this flank. Not wanting to lose too much on the retreat if it can be avoided, although I'm not sure that machine gun's gonna get away. Mortar should be fine. Machine guns falling low in red cover. But it will get away with 1 man remaining very, very narrowly. As will those Pios. Fuel cache should get destroyed. Or not, I guess. Panzer IV on the field from Tanu X. May provide a bit of a challenge for the captain and rifleman, but maybe not. There's 3 bazookas in this blob, so might be able to scare off that Panzer IV, especially with rifle grenades, one of which is being fired now. No engine damage though. Shot does not penetrate. Frag grenades being tossed. Whoa, that flank by another Stewart and more riflemen. Somehow that Panzer IV has not sustained engine damage. There it is. There's the engine damage. Stewart does not throw shell shock on that thing, although maybe it should. I don't know. We might see that Panzer IV go down to a Stewart shot. That shot just bounced off the rear armor. That bazooka shot penetrates. Stewart continues the chase. Shot misses. Still no munitions for shell shock. But Panzer IV shot misses. Stewart shot penetrates, and the Panzer IV is destroyed. Nicely picked up by XternalTacticalMonky over there. Well executed flank by the Allies on that stranded tank. And it does go down. Completely without support. Stranded alone in the snow. Panzer IV goes down. The Overcommando West appears to be holding quite strong over here on the right side. I like how the Ostherr is fighting for the east half of the map and the Overcommando West are fighting for the west half of the map. That's poetic and very appropriate. This battle is actually an abstraction of all of World War II. Except for it's only Americans. Just like I was taught in school. World War II is actually just America versus Germany and more Germany. Grenades tossed in this engagement don't go very well for the Overcommando West right there. We're going to probably see that squad wiped. Stern Pios go down. Lots of wipes. Clearly, any side that tries to overextend beyond their half of the map with some infantry squads gets punished for it hard so far this game. Although we have seen some well-executed plays and flanks over here on the right side. The fight for the left is not going very well. For either side that tries to go beyond their territory, their battle lines, clearly. There's another wipe right there. Not too good. Ostwind on the field. Probably be able to punish any American infantry that extend themselves too far. It's going to require very slow and careful pushes rather than overextensions and deep flanks, in all likelihood. Stewart is making its way left to assist in this engagement. It doesn't look like the Axis are making much of a coordinated attempt for the right side right now.
Rifle squad ready for action.
And Pearl Harbor was done by the Germans, yes, exactly. They drove a Tiger tank right across the Pacific Ocean.
Tank ready.
Stuka dive bomb. on all our boats.
Light vehicle just got destroyed. Warning orders, gang.
Poor map design means no one fights for the middle. I don't know about that. You can sweep these mines. It's dangerous to retreat through them, but it's pretty easy to get to the point itself. I mean, it wouldn't actually be that hard to take this. It's completely undefended by either side. Usually I don't see 2v2 on the flanks. Usually I see at least 3 people go left. I very rarely see any fighting on the right. Granted, I haven't done that many casts on this map, and I've never played on it before, so I'm not going to claim to know the meta on this map. I can only talk about what I have seen. But I think that there's definitely plenty of potential for the center to get harassed, and we're going to see an attempt here by Tanu moving to try and get that under control now, walking through the trench where there are no mines, I think. Oh, never mind. There was a mine down there. He just exploded on it. Just one, though. He does make it into the capture circle, but the fighting position is going to probably push him back. He doesn't have any way of destroying that right now. Scavenge artillery just got dropped right here.
Enemies are swarming one of our emplacements.
Doesn't look like it hit much of anything other than maybe clearing this AT gun. Pathfinder's moving to recruit that now. These grenadiers are just being slaughtered right there, and they will be forced to retreat over anti-personnel lines. So that's not good. Squad gets wiped on the minefield. They are going to have to get rid of that fighting position somehow. I love you and all go-to streamers, even Dane. Thanks. I'll let Dane know you said that if I ever next time I talk to him. I love you too, buddy.
Under attack. Okay, ready yourself.
MG42 set up over here in this green cover. Stolen MG42 against this MG42. Looks like the mortar's going to blast that out of that position very soon. Tank traps set up right here are going to make it annoying for tanks to get through. There goes that squad. But even with that squad wiped, clearly the Allies have a pretty strong line right here that the Axis are hesitant to try and punch through. Similarly on the left, battle lines are not really shifting.
What the hell am I meant to do? Green is green can be. Well, grab your shit and follow me.
Oh man, what's that emote? Oh, it's another one of those Leva subscriber emotes. I should watch that stream sometime.
Back on the hook over here. Grenade!
Man, without forward retreat points, which do they have forward retreat points? No. There's a major standing there, but no retreat points set up. Those charges are just doomed to fail. There's a flak half track, all these machine guns, Ostwind. Crossing this road is clearly just death. Need to try and find a better way other than just brute forcing infantry straight up the middle. 2 to 3 squads at a time. It's not working very well. Clearly.
Armor ready.
A lot of Allied armor gathering over here on the left side of both the Jackson and M10 variety, and a Sherman, actually. So, pretty decent amount of AT, not that much in the way of just general tanks, battle tanks. As for AT, there's Puma, Raketenwerfer, Volksgrenadiers with the Panzerschreck. There's not that much, honestly. I'm surprised that there's not more Allied armor over here. this point of the game. It looks like a decent amount of Allied armor is going right, and I'm surprised by this huge investment into Jacksons by the U.S. forces. Although I guess in 4v4, just making a ton of Jacksons is probably the smart thing to do, since you can probably safely assume the game's going to run late, and you can probably safely assume there's going to be tanks on the field and in quite large quantities, so you want to be able to engage from a safe distance, and you want to have a decent amount of anti-tank firepower. It's whatever shows up. I feel like going Sherman first makes a lot more sense in a 1v1 situation, but I guess in a 4v4 I can probably see just going straight to Jacksons if you just accept what is probably inevitable, because Shermans can be kind of hard to keep alive with their shorter range of effective engagements. Panzer IV's going in on 2 Shermans over here on the right side. Engagement seems to be going kind of okay for these Shermans, which are positioned on top of this hill. Although it doesn't seem to make that much of a difference either way. The terrain variation makes it so that they're both hitting the ground. It's kind of a rough terrain area. Sherman's pulling back for repairs at the convenient repair station. This is actually the first time I think I've ever seen anybody use this thing. I wonder how quick the repairs are. I wonder if they're like super fast. Let's give that a look.
That's it. Fully reinforced. Standing by.
If they'd stop pushing the little repair dudes around. 3 of them repairing this one, 1 repairing this one. That was actually extremely carefully executed repair micro to dedicate 75% of repairs to the more damaged tank. Clearly. Seems pretty quick. Seems like it might be maybe faster than a vehicle crew with all 4 combined, so pretty cool.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
I don't know the exact speed. Probably still slower than Sturmpyos, but probably faster than a vehicle crew. Interesting. Over here on the left, most forces idle. I see a lot of Scots. I see more Shermans. I see more Jacksons. I see a bulldozer. Huge swarm of Allied armor. Look at all these vehicles. Anything that tries to cross that road, this road right here is just gonna die, guaranteed. From either side. Sturmpyos, Obers, Jaegers, Black Half-Track Puma, Bunker, machine guns. Pretty scary defensive line on both sides. Most Axis forces over here on the right side are idle. Panzer IVs could probably get moving. Sure what the deal is there. Sherman's all fully repaired and a 3rd one's available. And that Scott just died. Scott died just because it got a little too close. Sherman might die too. Jeez, get that thing out of there. Bulldozer moves up to take the pot shot, and some kind of artillery just got dropped. What is that, Major arty? Probably. Yes. Even in this super dense cluster of units, it still doesn't manage to hit anything. Man, Major arty is bad. Having Pathfinders is nice, though. That'll give the Americans a little bit of vision into their opponent's stuff, whereas their opponents probably don't have that much vision of them. There are Jaeger lights inside this building, though. Actually give pretty long range of vision. From that squad, do have a mortar half-track over here to try and bombard. A little bit of indirect fire. Obviously, indirect fire is kind of the name of the game here. Stuka also contributing in that regard. Stuka strike doesn't really hit that much. Minor damage to the mortar and fighting position there, but it doesn't really do much of anything else. So nothing's really happening there on the left side. Meanwhile, center, we will see another attempt for the victory point. The fighting position there has been destroyed. Rear echelon troop squad gets wiped there as well. Panzer IV is going in on that Stuart. Will both land their shots, and it dies to small arms fire. I think this MG42 actually killed it. Yes, it did. I guess technically an HMG is not small arms. It's like bigger than small arms. It's a machine gun. Panzer Grenadiers pop a Sherman right there. These tanks should probably disengage. They should not go in hard on this. Look at that. Wow. I hope that one learns from his buddy's mistakes and pulls out of that engagement. There he goes. 2 fully equipped Panzer Grenadier squads plus an AT gun right there. Kills that Sherman in 1 volley. Austrian needs some repairs over here. There's now a Panther on the field as well. Some kind of major artillery again, I think. Hey, I killed a Raketenwerfer. Good job, major artillery. Center victory point is now in Allied control, or Axis control. All of these forces have taken it, and it doesn't really look like the Allies have any plans to get that back. Another Stuka strike here in the middle, clears an AT gun and deals light damage to some other squads. Panther takes a lot of damage when it tries to go deep, so it has to pull back as well. Jackson needs some repairs. 2 Shermans available over here. We're going to see some Jacksons getting ready for a push against those Panzer IVs, but they probably need to be careful with those Grenadiers in the way. M10 overextends itself trying to take out that Puma. Looks like that Puma's going to get away clean this time, although I think, what is that, P-47 rocket strike? Coming in, might kill that thing. P-47 takes out the Puma, with just a tiny amount of HP remaining. Also firing on the Stuka there in the back, although with an Austrian on the field, tier 4 structure, all that other stuff, P-47 probably gets shut down pretty quick. Not shot down yet. Jackson, Austrian, Panther. Lots of vehicles still left fighting in this engagement. There's a Pack 43 up chewing all Allied armor to shreds, though. It's already killed that. It's got 3 vehicle kills. Jeez. Captain's gonna get pushed off the battlefield as well. Panther hasn't even taken a scratch. There's still a bunker defending the VP left here as well. Looks like 2 squads moving up to engage here in the middle against Grenadiers. Scots might be a pretty serious threat against these infantry, so they're going to reposition back out of that trench to safety. There's still a lot of anti-personnel mines. How is there not a minesweeper on any of these bios? Does he want to just keep exploding? Oh my god, he's bleeding so bad. What is he doing? Stop walking through these mines! Oh my god, he's next to so many. There's one right there, there's one there, there. I can't believe some of these squads are still alive. Just walking around in an anti-personnel minefield. What was that? Teller mines. Teller mine just killed a Scot right there. He planted that, and there's no teller mines by default just sitting here in the snow.
Bunker complete.
Upgrading now with a command post so we can reinforce. Spend 60 munitions on the command post, but can't be bothered to spend 30 on a hazard removal package for his Pios to get some of these mines cleaned up. I am amazed that he hasn't triggered that one yet. Just asking for it right here. Jackson takes a shot at those Panzer IVs, which are going to reposition to safety. Interestingly enough, if a Panzer IV drives over a mine, it doesn't seem to detonate it. Then again, apparently you can walk right on top of that mine and it doesn't get detonated, so I guess I don't really understand how exactly some of these mines work. It looks like he's standing right on top of one right there. Is there a minesweeper somewhere that I'm missing? Weird. Jackson taking heavy fire from the right side. A lot of mines getting blown up by area of effect damage, including from that Scot. It's a fresh one. Over here on the left side, Stuka is bombarding 4 Shermans have been massed over here on the left, by the way. That could be a very scary thing for the Axis to have to deal with. There is a Panther over here. Probably won't be able to chew through 4 Shermans, though. This Pak-43 is the main defense against medium tanks. Of course, it has to be pointed the correct direction, and it has to stay crude. Half of the mines are friendly and half are enemy? Wow, that's so stupid. Wow, I can't even believe that that's how that works. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, everything is dead. Well, actually, yes, they are his mines, quote unquote. Thanks to genius relic map design and programming. Was it really like too hard to make neutral mines that blow up on anybody? I guess. Maybe that's a good thing though, having some count as friendly, and it means that this minefield is actually a little bit less dangerous. But still, all of that could have been avoided if you would have just bought a minesweeper. P-47 rocket strafe, but Panzerschreck Blob walks up and kills that Jackson, although they took a huge HE shell right there. Some kind of artillery is also being dropped. Is that a priest or something? I don't even know what's doing that. Maybe that was major artillery again, I guess. Scavenge artillery also being dropped in the area. May destroy that mortar half-track if there's a couple more lucky shells on it. It's just sort of generally falling around this stuff. Panzer Grenadiers making a push for the center. We'll need to destroy that fighting position. Looks like they'll be able to. Most of them are not suppressed in there, so the Panzer IV available to support as well. There it goes. Maybe they can try and get the center victory point back under control. AT gun set up right there. Scott, minesweeper, pack howitzer. Panzerschreck volley at the M10 right there. Nice hit from the pack howitzer. Unfortunately, there's nothing in the area to force those squads to retreat, and they will destroy a fuel cache here in the center. On the left, this Panther seems to be doing quite well. And there's a Tiger Ace on the field, in addition to the 3 Panzer IVs, and he has no Pyos? Really? He probably shouldn't have fielded the Tiger Ace without any Pyos. What's he gonna do? I guess just hurl his tanks at the enemy and hope for the best, but he's up against a bunch of Jacksons right now. He needs to try and take those things down, but he's gonna disengage. Those Jacksons will be able to kite him so hard. You should never disengage from Jacksons, always just drive straight towards them. Especially if you don't have Pyos. Otherwise, every time you take damage, you can't repair it. Unless they go capture the repair station over here on the right side, I guess. But clearly that's not going to happen anytime soon. There's 5 Shermans over here. Wow. Looks like a bunch of the Shermans on the left are gone, though. Oh, no, they're not. There's still 4 over here. 2 more Jacksons in production, too. Allied fuel income is just huge. 42 fuel coming in because they hold both fuel points and they've built a bunch of fuel caches. Axis fuel income is at 22, which is like okay because they have a couple fuel caches up of their own and a pretty decent amount of strategic points, but having not held this fuel point for the entire game is resulting in a huge amount of Allied tanks being on this battlefield right now. Allied Recon Pass will reveal what the Axis have in store over here. It's going to take a lot to unseat this defensive position. There's 2 Panthers and Pak-43 and Ostwind. Bunkers, garrison units and buildings, a couple infantry squads. So it's not exactly going to be easy to take on by any means. Shermans continue to just hold this line. For now, Panthers are going to move up to take long shots. 1 shot connects on that Sherman, which needs to pull back to safety. Panthers go for 1 more volley. but they've switched targets to this Sherman. It looks like another P-47 rocket strafe is coming in on those Panthers, which are going to pull back to safety, and I think that squad might get wiped. One squad got wiped over there. This one gets away very narrowly. Zeroing artillery gets dropped on the Allied forces right here, but there's nothing to provide vision, I don't think. Oh my god, don't repair those tanks and zeroing artillery. That Sherman gets destroyed. This one could be next, depending on exactly how that artillery lands. Fortunately, I think no more shells are going to land because nothing's providing vision. Nothing's providing vision right now. Unfortunate to see zeroing artillery used without vision, though. That could have done some pretty seriously devastating damage. I think RNG bombs got dropped up here, too. Maybe not. That looks like RNG bombs. I think it is. Yeah. Doesn't look like it hit anything. Big push by the Sherman blob here in the north up against two Panthers. It doesn't look like it's going very well, though. One Sherman goes down. Panthers have barely taken a scratch. Panzer Grenadiers are arriving to support and provide more anti-tank firepower. That Sherman's probably also going to die. And that Sherman is also going to die. Or get abandoned. The Scot just killed a Panther. I've never seen that happen before. Okay, but I mean, even that was probably not that bad of a trade. 2 Panthers for 4 Shermans, I think, and one of them got stolen, and a Scot. Terrible engagement for the Allies, but it may not even matter that much because the Allies have so much fuel. They're probably just going to make more.
Light gun carrier tank ready.
Captain, moving up. Grenade tossed by these BAR riflemen. That squad's gonna get wiped. There they go. Couple squads being suppressed by a lucky pack howitzer shot plus bazooka snipe. We're probably gonna see both of those wiped by the BAR squad. There they go. Tanks moving up to get revenge. Sweet, sweet revenge. It looks like Tanu has made no units except for another Panzer IV. He has somehow managed to repair his tanks. Maybe he enlisted the help of his teammates, I guess. I don't know how else he would have done it. Riflemen get wiped by the Stuka here in the middle, and the Tiger Ace and Panzer IV can continue roaming looking for targets of opportunity. Over here on the left side, there's some stuff. Jackson's engaging at range against these 2 Panthers. Tiger moves to take control of some stuff right there. Panzer IV just got blown up in the center by something. I don't even know what did that. These Jacksons, I guess. Panther goes down over here on the left to a massive Jackson swarm. Look at, there's 4 Jacksons. 2 Panthers go down so quick. They do take a Jackson in exchange, but that's a terrible trade. There's a lot of Jacksons over here. So many Allied tanks. There's just so many. This is why you cannot let your opponent have the fuel point. The momentum swing that it produces is so ridiculous. Plus 7 fuel coming in for both of these Allied, or all 4 Allied players instead of 4 Axis is just, I mean, multiplying the value of a fuel point by 4 is just so crazy. And that goes for every single point on the map. Axis have barely even made an attempt to take this back, by the way, which is no wonder they're losing. I can't even imagine how it would be possible to win a game as either faction if you can't hold onto your fuel point. P-47 rocket strafe plus Jacksons on those tanks, bring them quite low. Tiger Ace trying to pull back to safety for some repairs. Hey, there's one squad of Pios. Be able to get that repaired a little bit. Stern Pios moving up with Volksgrenadiers. Maybe the infantry force right here might be able to take out some of these tanks if they don't get blasted by an HE shell or paratroopers. I think that's major artillery again, or maybe just fake smoke. This is gonna have to retreat. Too much stuff. Pack howitzer shot plus. Oh my god, that huge hit wipes the squad. Pack howitzers doing pretty well this game. I think this is the only one the U.S. forces have fielded, but I've seen it turn a couple engagements, get some wipes, so that's pretty good. 11 kills on that thing. Seems to be performing pretty alright. I think it's definitely true that some units are really much better in a 1v1 setting than in a team game setting. And also the opposite is true. I think the pack howitzers seem to perform a lot better in team games, and I think that units like light tanks don't really make that much sense in team games. I don't think I've ever seen a Stuart be like a huge game changer, or a T-70. T-70 goes down really quick in anything higher than 1v1. It's kind of an interesting dynamic that creates. And I think that's a big source of a lot of the balanced arguments that people have on the forums, is that people are arguing from completely different perspectives. I could see how a team game player would say something like, oh my god, the T-70 is worthless. And a 1v1 player would be like, no, it's not. T-70 seems pretty good to me. Jackson destroyed right there by King Tiger plus Grenadiers. There's the stolen Sherman, by the way, there in the back. I haven't actually seen that thing doing much. King Tiger has to pull back to safety away from a pretty cheeky AT gun there on the hill.
Okay, fire away.
With Vet 2. Has not utilized take aim or armor piercing rounds on it. It's just getting lucky, I guess. King Tiger's gonna have to pull way back for repairs. Meanwhile, somehow these battle lines still haven't shifted despite the massive quantity of allied armor being hurled at the Axis this game.
It's done. By the way, why the hell aren't engineers doing this dirty work? Shot over! Panzer! Find cover!
Paratroopers are going to be forced to retreat from a Sherman. German spy stole a Sherman, betraying all of these poor American soldiers. Oh, what a treacherous Allied tank defecting to the other side.
Has arrived from the fatherland.
What if there were a way in Code 2 to just steal stuff? Like without RNG, like what if there were like a spy unit that could just go capture enemy tanks or something? StarCraft style. Dark Archons or whatever they're called.
Looks like we're going.
Or the Monk from Age of Empires 2. They'd like mind control your units or something. That would be pretty terrible. I'm definitely glad that is not a thing that exists.
They're at 200 points. We're back to full strength.
Whoa, lo, lo.
Ready for action. Look at eyes on the shooting and rocket fire!
Big pack howitzer hit again. Man. Stuka barraging the center, insta-wipes that rifle squad. Captain's gonna retreat thereafter, and these Volks Grenadiers are gonna move to try and get control of the center VP once again. Panther is unable to escape from masked Jacksons here on this hill, and AT gun. Bazooka Blob chasing down a Tiger Ace. Tiger Ace is not doing much of anything. Every time it engages, it gets pushed off the field so quick. It's only got 12 kills, which is not very much. Stug and Tiger Ace take out that Sherman, which goes a little too deep. Smoke screen from the dead Sherman is going to protect against the Jackson, which also gets destroyed. Grenades being exchanged, but it looks like the engagement is generally going in favor of the Axis. Allies have hurled a huge amount of armor at this Axis defensive line again and again, and every time they do, they just lose a ton of tanks, kill some stuff, but don't really get any territory to change hands. Scavenge artillery, I think? No, zeroing artillery landing here in the center point, and apparently they do have vision from something this time. But Allies don't even care, and will move up to take control of the point anyway. Under Stuka fire as well, but it looks like they're going to be fine. What was that? Some kind of artillery being dropped on these tanks. So much artillery this game. Both of these now have damaged engines. I have no idea how that happened. P-47 rocket strafe coming in on them too. Those planes clearly just crashed into each other. What if they could crash into each other and like just explode in midair? That would just for a little bit of extra RNG, just so that every now and then your P-47 rocket strafe would just be totally useless. I think that would be a nice touch. Is that another zeroing artillery? No, that one is scavenged artillery for sure. Blows up a Jackson over here. Doesn't look like it did too much other than that.
It's done. This is now German territory.
Wow, Shermans shoot that army up into pieces, and then RNG bombs finish the job. Everything just died right there. Armor Company, 240mm barrage, which used to make a cool noise. I wonder why they took that out. I liked the noise that it made. Now it's just ninja bombs. It's just like a thump. Explosion. It used to have a really scary noise similar to railway artillery. Now it's just like poof. Which is a little weird.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
Tiger Ace engaging over here on the right side. Still hasn't really done that much. Only at 14 kills. At least it's still alive, I guess. But the resource drain it's probably putting on him must be incredibly crippling. He's actually fielded 5 infantry squads since I last checked. Which is a lot of infantry to be fielding on a manpower penalty, I assume. I don't know. Doesn't really look like he's having that much success in engagements as a result of his tiny little army and the fact that his Tiger Ace doesn't seem to really be doing anything, struggling to do anything over here on the right side, but at least the Axis have taken their fuel point back. That's something. Stuka continues to just pound at Allied infantry to try and take control of that center capture circle, and Folks Grenadiers are going to move up to take control in their stead. Man, every map basically turns into just nothing but craters in Company of Heroes 2, but this one seems to really take that to the extreme with the minefield. There's just explosions everywhere on this map. Some sort of group hug activity over here from these riflemen. Oh, they're planting a mine together.
Knock it off and listen up.
Morale boosting exercise. Whoa, is that the incendiary Stuka barrage? I think that was the incendiary barrage. You don't see that every day. That's a rare beast. Look at that Vet 4 Stuka. It's 100 munitions to do that. Pretty good value though, because it's on a separate cooldown. Did you see how much damage that did? That inflicted some serious losses. Look at that. 2 squads get away with a sliver of health remaining. Pretty cool.
Assembly complete.
LMG Grenadiers engaging against Panzer Grenadiers, or against Riflemen over here with Panzer Grenadier support. Will maintain control of the right side victory point, if only briefly. INR Pathfinders moving up to maybe drop some artillery or something. Just dropped artillery right there on the point itself, for some reason. And fake smoke too, just to be extra spooky. Okay. What was that? Oh man, light mine. Another light mine. Tiger's just driving over the light mines. Is he doing that on purpose? That one damaged its engine. Tiger's just driving around over light AT mines over here. Takes engine damage. He's gonna have to get that repaired. I guess sometimes those mines just do nothing. I'm not sure, honestly, exactly what the effect of putting them in clusters as opposed to spacing them out. I don't know. Nobody really understands how those mines work. Staying up all night to fix your sleep schedule. I've done that before. It helps. It's not like an instant fix, but it does actually put you closer to being back on track. It probably doesn't help any more or less than like just trying to go to bed earlier every night though. And it's like way more painful and more difficult. Oh, those RNG bombs! Oh, okay, I thought that wiped the captain. Well, it's going to if he keeps diving into the area of effect. Where was that even centered? I hope it doesn't land like right on. Oh, there goes that squad. Okay, it's clearly centered like right here, so don't drive everything and walk everything into the center of that barrage radius if you don't want everything to explode. That one landed a little off center. Doesn't kill anything. I feel like that armor company artillery is gonna shred this whole army any second. Oh god. Putting it in slow motion for this next one. Oh, it landed way over there. Damn. Grenade will almost wipe that squad. There they go. Have to pull back to safety. Another P-47 rocket strafe coming in on the King Tiger. Plus it takes a huge hit from a Jackson. I think it'll maybe get back to safety. Of course, there's always the possibility of a plane landing on top of it. Or, of course, armor could chase it down. And there it goes. King Tiger down. On the right side, the Tiger Ace is still kicking. 17 kills only, though. Nothing really all that impressive. Stolen German spy Sherman. Still doing pretty okay. Panther's pretty alright as well. Need to find a way to make a coordinated attack against the Allies somewhere. Victory points are ticking against the Axis, although thus far things have been pretty even. I feel like the Axis are taking some heavy losses, and I don't know if their defensive position over here on the left is going to hold. And it looks like the Allies are about to get back control of the right side fuel point too, so once that happens, the tank production is just going to get cranked right back up to 11, and then I'm not sure the Germans will be able to keep it at bay, especially if some of them start giving up. How much did Prussia even have left? Maybe he disconnected. I don't know. I don't know if he seemed like it was really in a position for him to quit. He's got a Vet 5 Stuka. Probably a DC. I would never quit from a game I had a Vet 5 Stuka. And that's like... How often do you see something like that? That's crazy. 60 kills on this monster. Vet 5. Wow. Sherman explodes. Bulldozer moves to fire on a lot of infantry that are being chewed up in this meat grinder here on the left side. There's the full retreat. I don't know if it's really worth losing full squads just to fight over that fuel point briefly. I guess it kind of is, but the Axis need to make a coordinated attack that has a realistic possibility of succeeding. AI seems to enjoy spamming the 100 munitions incendiary rockets in addition to the regular barrage. Seems like a expensive thing to do.
Enemy is alerted to our
But
presence.
okay.
Prepare for counter-strike. Scout vehicle ready. Enemy Panzer! That's it! Give it to the goose stupid! Good shot!
Pathfinder artillery just wiped a squad. AI doesn't seem to make any real attempt at dodging artillery or retreating or anything. Here comes a pretty delicious blob from Tanukes. Where's this Tiger Ace? Just sitting back here protecting the point. Axis have pretty much dug in on the center and left side. I think they've pretty much abandoned completely on the right. Although the AI is probably going to make some feeble attempts at getting that under control. Flamethrower blob wiping a bunch of stuff, although it doesn't really have anything that it can do against a Sherman other than maybe hit it with the Panzerfaust, which it will, and there's the engine damage. Blob is going to pull away from these tanks. HE shells wipe one of the squads. I think that was another incendiary barrage from the Stuka. Riflemen and paratroopers have to retreat through that painfully. Here comes a big push by Axis armor. 2 Panthers and an Ostwind will catch that Jackson and a Sherman. And that Jackson is screwed. There it goes. Tank traps constructed on the hill. And Pathfinder artillery. Look at that. Is that going to get that Panther? Wow. Nice Pathfinder artillery. Very nice. Blasts that Panther. And apparently it has a pretty reliable chance of doing engine damage and crew shock, just like mechanized artillery. I don't know what the actual odds are. Maybe it's 100%. I don't know. Damages the engine of that Panther, though. M10 moves up to put pressure on that Ostwind, but M10 is going to pull back to safety. Does get a couple shots off regardless. Currently a triple cap going against the Allies, though. They really need to try and get some VP control going. Seem to be struggling a little bit, considering how good their map control has been in this game. They just can't seem to get any engagements going in their favor and get some victory points under their control. Of course, it would probably help if they would spend all their resources. 1,600 manpower for famine, 500, 400, 300, mostly just famine floating. Everybody else keeping their float down reasonably low. Flame projector half track engaging here in the middle. Not sure the Allies are going to be able to save this game if they don't figure something out soon. And there's a decent sized Sherman blob growing over here on the right side. Decent amount of riflemen too. How many rifle squads is that? Wow. That's probably close to 100 of 100 pop cap on rifles and tanks. He's currently not inside of his tanks because he's repairing. 4th Sherman in production. Over here on the left side, Panther engaging against some tanks. Another P-47 rocket strafe is coming in, and the Jagdpanzer is destroyed. Looks like the Axis have a pretty strong hold on the center and left, though. Again, Allies have to do something about the center and left. Bulldozer firing at this blob a little bit, trying to weaken it. 75 points left for the Allies. Sherman blob has been repaired and recrewed over here on the right side.
Gun batteries report barrage strike.
strikes now available in your sector.
Kill that MG-42 crew!
Jackson encounters the stolen Sherman, and it looks like that's finally gonna go down. Poor stolen Sherman with the damaged engine from all the light anti-tank mine spam over here is destroyed. Finally, the defector is punished for his evil betrayal of the Allied forces. There's a Panzer II on the field, of all things. Well, I guess I shouldn't question the AI's decisions. MG 50 cal, I think, trying to take control of the center. That effort doesn't go very well. The Sherman blob is about to make a big attack through the center, I think. First target is that mortar. Goes down pretty quick. Driving through an S-mine field, will encounter some Obersoldaten right here, taking shots at everything it can see. Panthers, Obersoldaten, Volksgrenadiers. Oh no! Found the Vet 5 Stuka! What is the AI doing? Vet 5 Stuka just drives up to fire at nothing apparently and dies in the process. All of Prussia's hard work goes to waste. Why did he even quit from this game? I don't understand. It looks like they had it in the bag so far. Although there is a huge Sherman force consolidating towards the middle here. There's 3 Shermans, 4 Shermans, 4 more Shermans right here. I think the Allies are finally going to make one huge final climactic coordinated attack towards the left side. Here comes the big push. P-47 leading the charge. There's a PaK-43 Austin Panther King Tiger over here. That Sherman in the front goes down quick. Jackson's trying to lead the way. Going down so fast, but that King Tiger doesn't look like it's going to survive either. Just smashing Allied tanks into the front lines. So expensive. Just brute forcing this engagement. PaK-43 has gone from Vet 0 to Vet 2 so quick. Bulldozer, 2 M10s moving up from the back. Jackson flanking deep. Oh no, that's a Sherman trying to clear this gun, which is already Vet 3. There it goes. Gun cleared. Panther has almost no HP left and it will be destroyed. The only thing left defending over here is a Vet 5 Ostwind. There were just too many Allied tanks to hold back. And the Vet 5 Ostwind is destroyed, and the Allies will simultaneously get control of the left side VP and center, although it looks like the engagement for the middle is not going nearly as well. Paradropped combat group into the victory point gets annihilated by the Tiger Ace and flamethrower half-track over here. And that means that the clock is soon going to be ticking against the axis, but slowly. Teller mine, I think, on the Sherman. Everything going down over here on the left side, though. A huge force of Allied tanks. 4 more Shermans being sent into the fray, but pretty much everything has been cleaned up. And now we're blaming our teammates. Okay, Tanukes. In all fairness, you've had a Tiger Ace out for the entire game, so it's not like you've been producing that many units either. Canadian is trying to redeem himself with his Panzer Grenadier and tank blob. Charging onto the victory point, he will destroy that Sherman with 1 volley. There's an M10 and a bunch more Shermans available for this. That Panther's not going to last long. Drives into the smoke screen over here, does take out an M10. Bulldozer gets a huge hit on the Panzer Grenadier blob right there. And they are all going to be forced to retreat. The Panther is destroyed. Panzer IV is probably going to go down very quickly against this sheer quantity of Allied firepower, including that Jackson right there. And there it goes. Victory point will remain in Allied control. Meanwhile, the center has been successfully taken by a large Allied force of infantry. The Tiger Ace had to pull back with minor engine damage for repairs. And the Axis will surrender. Good game. Allies win.